Welcome everybody to today's Keptn user group meeting, Migrating Experience from Spinnaker to Keptn. With me, I have Jonathan Resin, Senior Consultant, IT Business Services, working for SAP. I know SAP is a big company. Which part of SAP are you working for?
So I'm working for the observability team. We manage the whole monitoring infrastructure for all the cloud services that are offered by the company.
Perfect. And where are you based out of?
I'm based in Montreal.
In Montreal, okay.
Yep.
And I think you have been active in the Keptn community for quite a while now, as far as I remember.
Yeah, we started using Keptn actually when the project started. So we had an interest since the beginning, and we've been going on and off on the project since then.
Yeah, cool. Hey, and I'm very glad that you are showing us your kind of migration experience from Spinnaker to Keptn. I know a lot of our users are looking into Spinnaker and other ways to deploy, and it's just interesting to hear why you decided Keptn, how the whole migration process works. I know you also have some plans to talk about the things that in the beginning were not all that great, because every journey sometimes has also some stones and rocks, but it's just great to hear it from you. But now Jonathan, I hand it over to you and go ahead, and if I have a question or two, I may just chime in and ask you something, but I think other than that, I'll leave it to you.
Perfect. Right, so yep, So first of all, the big thing is we started with as I said, with Spinnaker as our main environment. We've been actually jumping from different technologies. So Spinnaker was the latest iteration, and it was mainly based on the fact that it was a service that was offered or promoted within SAP. However, we had a lot of technical difficulties, mainly the complexity in managing the application, code complexity, but we had a lot of slowdowns, and we also had some integration issues that would have been solved by going with the paid version from Spinnaker. Which we were not really ready to do, as we are mostly pushing towards open source as well as contributing to those. So Keptn became a something we started to look at. So yeah, on this slide, what you can see is this is the deployment architecture, really that's simplified. And the whole right-hand side was mainly Spinnaker, but also all managed inside of Jenkins. So it was like push codes to get our application running. And with replacing Spinnaker with Keptn, now the only thing we have is one call from Jenkins to Keptn, and everything else is now fully automated. So it's a lot easier for us to manage. So yeah, as said, complexity has been the main driver for this. We really like the approach with the shipyard file, which is shared across the project, and it just reduce the overhead for everybody. For us, it's mainly 16,000 lines of code that we could remove from the application by going to Keptn. Because every application had a different Spinnaker deployment that was all customized, and we were never able to tackle the template properly, so that the code would be easier. So now we have only one shipyard file that's about maybe 180 lines of code that does the exact same thing as this 16,000 lines that we had for Spinnaker. So for us, I mean, that saved us a lot of time, and yeah.
That is a very strong statement. It's a really cool statement, yep. And thanks for sharing this. And especially, I think we always try to show the community what great things Keptn can do for people like you. But I think this especially is great also for the Keptn core team that has initially started Keptn, and now obviously Keptn sees a lot of contribution from around the globe. But this is thanks for sharing that detail. This is very cool.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, hats up to the development team to have been able to achieve this kind of automation with the system. We really this has been a major selling point for us actually. So this whole Keptn system right now is actually used to deploy a critical application. So this is a small screenshot of this application, and this is basically a dashboard of it's an aggregate of all of our monitoring solutions, and this is used by the internal monitoring team, especially during Black Friday, to make sure that all of our customers are working you know, at 100% and that there's no issue. So it's a very mission critical system. And there is we need to be really agile if there is any changes that occur, and we need to be sure that it doesn't impact this monitoring system. Otherwise, you know, it could have major issues. And we can say so far that with our Keptn deployment, we never had any issues. The deployment always went fine. So again, hats up to the development team. It's working, you know, as we expected it to.
Perfect.
So yeah, we can already show you a bit what it looks like, and also it's you'll see a sneak preview of the other thing we did with it. So that's our current system, and as you see, there is a deployment currently going on. So it's actively used. I need to be careful what I'll touch.
Of course,
but yeah. So we managed to integrate the Istio installation within Keptn itself. So all of our cluster, the Istio system and ingress is managed right into Keptn. This also includes the upgrades for Istio. Same with Vault, we use the sidecar injector and the CI/CD driver for our secrets. And we managed to get all of that integrated. So now it's just a one-click deployment or a GitHub commit in our end actually, and everything goes well. Our main project is this guy here. It's let's see, it's 28 services now. And I'd say in the part where we do the most deployments, it could be like 5 deployments a minute.
Wow.
So we are heavily using the system. And if you look, we are leveraging the SLI and SLO dashboards. So yeah, and this actually is one of the main part that was missing for us in Spinnaker was this evaluation, and that's another selling point for Keptn for us, is being able to monitor actively the system, doing rollbacks or having, you know, an idea of how our microservices is doing. It really is it's a life-saving feature for us.
So just that I understand this correctly, maybe for people that are not familiar with Dynatrace, with Keptn, we can see here that the build ID, the build number, the job name, this is all stuff from Jenkins. So Jenkins does the build, and then it's triggering a Keptn sequence, and you even have the link back to Jenkins, I guess. Yeah, that's also great. Yeah.
Yep. So if I go there, I'll get back to my Jenkins instance, and I can see how the build went. So, and even within Jenkins, I have the Keptn data. So I can also link back to Keptn and go back to my my graphs.
Yeah.
And the dashboard link will get back to Dynatrace monitoring with you know, the information for the SLI and SLO dashboard. So everything is super, you know, very, very nicely and neatly integrated.
Could you show me, can you go back to the sequence details? If you click on go back here, I think that means, as you mentioned before, right, you have about 180 lines of shipyard that actually define the delivery. You're doing Monaco, you first configure your monitoring environment, you're then doing a deployment, and then you're doing the evaluation. From a deployment perspective, do you use what do you use? The job executor, the Helm service? What do you use?
So right now we are using the Helm service. But in the future, we might migrate to the job executor because we are trying to integrate some additional module, which probably will be easier with it.
Okay.
So
perfect.
So yeah, that's something I'll maybe cover a bit soon. So since we've been with the project since the beginning, wasn't smooth sailing all the time. We had very big issues in the beginning with the configuration service because we were doing too many commits to the code with the 5 deployments per minute. And it's also because we're using a GitHub server that's internal. So we were overloading that GitHub server, and then the Keptn was not able to fetch the data as fast as it could. The new resource service actually fixed everything for us. We just had to edit a bit the resource usage on it, increase the memory limits in CPU, and now we never heard of it anymore. So super great on that. And the only there's two small pain points we're still looking at is since we're using the Helm service, when you do a deployment and then there's an issue, if there's an error within Helm and a rollback occurs, we do lose some of the logging. So we have to go to the cluster itself and look at it actively. And that's one of the reasons why we also are looking at the job executor and have a bit more control.
And maybe also this is for people that are maybe new to Keptn. Here is the first time. We traditionally with Keptn also ship a so-called Helm service that can do basic Helm deployments. But the job executor is a service that allows you to deploy any type of container as a Kubernetes job to do basically any type of task, right? And it gives a lot of flexibility, like doing more logging, or doing actually as part of that deployment itself, doing some troubleshooting already. And I think we see a lot of people now leveraging the job executor more and more. We also have some thoughts to really make people aware that the Helm service from Keptn is great for demos and for initial POCs, but we know it has limitations, and therefore the job executor is definitely the way to go.
I'd say as you said, the Helm service has been, for us, it's been a way to rapidly migrate from Spinnaker to Keptn, have all of our service working and stabilized, so that we get at least the skeleton in there, and then we can start to get something more customized in the future. So that's what we're looking at right now. So so in the future, what we are planning, again, the job executor is one. We want to deploy the Dynatrace operator within Keptn itself. So that's a it's a challenge in itself, since we want to use the SLI and SLO dashboard. So it's a chicken and the egg problem. But we still want to at least be able to manage or update the Dynatrace operator within Keptn in the future. SLI and SLO is still this is like a ongoing topic, and it's always going to be there. We are always improving them, trying to get better dashboards and so on. And the biggest project, which is going to be for us, it would be the last big step would be to be able to deploy Keptn with Keptn. So we have two instances, one for our development environment, one for production, and we want to have them interlinked with each other so that we can do everything as code. So this also means if tomorrow the whole infrastructure goes down, we could go inside of Keptn and redeploy everything. And then Chaos Engineering will use the Chaos Toolkit, as SAP is participating in this project. So we want to try and integrate that. So Chaos Toolkit really is close to what you can get with Chaos Monkey, or there's another project which I forgot the name, but
I think Litmus Chaos.
Litmus, yes, exactly. So they're pretty much the same thing with a couple of syntax difference. So yeah, we'll try to get Chaos Toolkit to work natively with Keptn in the future.
Cool.
So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Hey, Jonathan, thank you so much. I think just a great story and a great journey. Thank you especially for sticking with us from the beginning, because we know Keptn came a long way and the path is not yet over. So there's more stuff coming. And yeah, thank you so much also for sharing the story here. I'm pretty sure if people are kind of in the same shoes as you are, not really sure if maybe Spinnaker is something for them, it's great that with this you've shown them that Keptn is definitely helping you. I think you said something from instead of 16,000 lines, you're down to a couple of lines for the shipyard file.
Right.
80% increase in speed. I mean, this is just a great testimonial. Thank you so much.
Yep. Another shout out also to the developers, because every issue we had, there was a really fast response on the Slack channels to get everything answered and get us out of trouble and running again. So this also really sold us on the product. It's just that the team behind Keptn really is active in the community, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, maybe then a shout out to probably people like Florian, Christian, Moritz. There's so many, Arthur, I'm sure I'm forgetting Jörg. There's a lot of great people. Oleg, there's so many great people behind the scene. Thank you so much.
All right. My pleasure.
Right. With this, thank you, and I'll stop the recording. Bye-bye.
Bye.